Have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. Your host, Superman, in the house, and we are going to be talking about PulseChain again today because we're going to be looking to see what will a PulseChain bull run look like. Let me know in the chat there, maybe when you think it might get triggered, what month it might get triggered, something like that. Let us know and what you think it's going to look like. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We've got Blockhead in the house already. Superman, you got a great show. Thank you for your efforts. I appreciate that, Blockhead. A big shout out for that. Yeah, we're here daily at 8 p.m. Take a couple of days off every so often, but that's maybe a couple in a year, maybe. It's not that many. So, yeah, enjoying the show for sure and enjoying the PulseChain journey. That's how we roll, right? That's how we roll. All right, so let's get into it. I see that Richard Hart's name is trending on X right now, which is pretty interesting. But if you guys haven't reposted the show, I'll give you the link in the chat there. If you want to repost on X, that'd be really great. And if you're on YouTube, that'd be also very cool as well. Hope you guys have been enjoying things lately. Definitely, we've got the Israel, Iran dealing with the nuclear silos. Now, apparently, this is not surprising, but apparently Iran was going to give their nuclear weapons to terrorists to go and use and terrorize. So it's probably a good thing that we got rid of that problem. I know I don't want a nuclear bomb going off anywhere. That's pretty much it. We got Brian in the house there. So, Brian, good to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing well. What's up, folks? Good to see you. We got Hefty Vision as well. Hit the like button for our man, Superman. I appreciate the Hefty Vision. Very, very nice there. And we got Hedgehog as well. Smash the woos. Hope you're doing well also. So, yeah, if you're on X, don't forget to repost. That really helps a lot. And get the word out there. Get the word out there. The Daily Show on PulseChain can't beat that, right? All right, we've got a bit of a poll that I've got currently running at the moment on X. So we're going to come to that near the end. But I really wanted to pay a tribute to the United States military. There's obviously Trump is having a big parade. President Trump there. President number 45 and 47 and probably 46 too, right? You guys know. But let's jump into the mix here. I'm going to bring up the old show there. Let me just. I just realized I haven't even got it connected, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. All right, so there we go. That is the parade. And I guess it's in Washington, but it is on, and it's so good. For years and years and years, the American military has not had, a tribute to all the stuff that they do for defending not just the United States, but the whole world, right? They defend the whole world, free world. So, if I'm a Kiwi, I'm at the bottom of the world, New Zealand, and I've appreciated it for years and years and years, what the U.S. military has done to defend, the free world. And of course, it's been pretty huge. So big shout out to everybody that served in the armed forces of the United States. I think it's somewhere like 5 or 6% of the population has served at some stage in the United States military. So we do appreciate everything they do. I mean, talking about people on submarines, on warships, out at posts all around the world, keeping us free from tyranny. So it's been pretty good. Yeah, definitely smash the button there, says 47. Appreciate that too. Superman is the hero nobody knew we needed. I like that one. It's pretty funny. We got still bullish. LFG says X-Army. Absolutely. You got to be bullish, that's for sure. Let's watch a little bit of this parade coming over the bridge here. I've never been to this bridge, probably in Washington. It looks pretty nice. Very American too, which I like. And I haven't got the sound on, but, it's kind of cool. Now, I think this is where Trump's going to be sitting. So there's a little bit of views about that. And I think we're going to jump through just a few little these. I think we've got some cannons there. So we've got cannons there. There's President Trump. We've got lots of cool stuff there. I'm just playing through a little bit. So that is marching past President Trump there. And, of course, the Secretary of Defense, HEX as well. And you can see really great. This is a great moment because, this has been years and years and years. I don't remember the last time the United States had a military parade. It's got to be a long time ago. And so this is a really great tribute to all the men and women that serve for the military. So fantastic. Yeah, pretty awesome. So some good stuff happening there. We obviously got the military as well, the army. and I guess Marines, all the units. It was an Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy. Forgot them all. Is that 4? And then plus the Space Force, right? Space Force, is that 5? I think that's right. Let me know in the chat if I missed one, but I think that is correct. So yeah. Oh, and I guess the other one would be the what's the rescue one out in the ocean? The Coast Guard. The Coast Guard. I'm pretty sure that's part of. Is that part of the general military? I think it is. The Coast Guard. I think it is. My pride flag is the American flag. So it just says Brian. Nice one. Shout out to Superman. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. I'm not a father, but I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. All right, so that is it. At the moment, we've got the parachuters coming in as well in the background. And then we got the horse and buggy carts there as well. So pretty cool. We've got some of the World War II people dressed up in World War II. We've got the 42nd D. There we are. There's World War II uniforms. Pretty cool. They got the old World War II stuff. Not bad. So pretty awesome parade. Today there's World War II, dressing up in World War II uniforms. It's not bad. Got the brand, who does bands better than America? I guess maybe the only people that even compare were probably the Scots. Maybe the Scots with the bagpipes. Americans are so good at bands. There's some tanks. Everyone likes tanks. If you're a kid, little boy, you like tanks. And yeah, there we go. Look at that. It's pretty cool. So some good stuff there from the military parade. I'm just trying to see what else. Obviously, all the different units probably representing, right, from different units. And there's Trump saluting, which is just so good to see, a president, saluting the soldiers. Very, very cool indeed. They've got different units obviously coming down. This is Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth there. The guys are all having a good time. Everyone's having a good time. So it's pretty neat. It certainly it looks very happy and free and very relaxed. So it's pretty neat, isn't it? On the old parade there. So it's great to have pride, isn't it? Great to have pride. And these guys do so much. They're sort of hidden in the background, and it's kind of cool. No doubt a lot of these things probably been modified for the streets, right? For the streets with the tracks and stuff. Probably got some different type of tracks, who knows? But there we go. They got some howitzers as well. Looks like some howitzers there. We got some of the new tech as well coming in along there. We got the little doggies. Those are helicopters, Chinooks, aren't they? Chinook helicopters. I bet they're worth a bit of penny. Valence says 46 will be known as Manchurian President auto open rulers. Yeah. Or auto pen rulers. Yeah. Obviously, you got all these. Imagine a whole ton of these little bots. They're going to just get better and better and better, and they're going to be on the battlefield. Imagine that. That's be a bit terrifying, to be honest. They won't need a controller either. They'll just be run with advanced battery packs, no doubt, and some AI. That's going to be a bit scary. But hey, look, we've got Chinooks, more Chinooks. Yeah, I'm not sure what the black is. What would that be? Some sort of Marines, is it? I'm not sure. They got the old uniforms in the background there. They got the white. That's got to be Navy, right? So the Navy's got to be white, surely. And they got different styles there, so it's pretty different. What else we got? Shepherds as well, pretty cool. Doing I guess the flag of allegiance, is it? Yeah, and then Trump speaking there, which is pretty cool, right? So some good things happening there, and some nothing like countries singing at the background. So pretty cool. I just want to give that tribute to the Armed Forces of the United States. Once again, if you were serving there as well, thanks very much for your service. And for someone at the bottom of the world, miles away from the United States, we thank you for protecting the free world. Really, it's been pretty good. All right, so let's move on from there, and let's jump on to some cool stuff around the crypto markets. I'm going to get into that. And hey, Wookie, good to see you. Still on the road. Yeah, Wookie's on a road trip right now. So a big shout out there. What else? We got Bitcoin at the moment is currently total market cap, 3.39 trillion. is down 2.7%, so 3.39 trillion down to 2.7%. And we got Bitcoin at the moment is at $105,441. That is down 0.5% at the moment. And $105,441. That's just looking good, guys. Bitcoin's looking good. That's all I can say. Valiant says America's Got Talent had several of those robotic dogs on stage performing a dance. Really incredible stuff. Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, they get those robotic dogs will end up, running far, like they'll be running like jaguars and moving like, really flexible dogs in the future, I'm sure, once they do a few more mechanical changes. But we got Ethereum at the moment is down 1.6%. Did I say Bitcoin down 0.5%? Ethereum there at $2,533. We got XRP at number 4 is down 0.2% at $2.14. BNB is down 1.4%, $645. We've got Solana down 2.4%, $144 at number 6. We've got Dogecoin there down 0.8%. It's just under 18 cents. Tron, which has been one of the better performers, is actually up 0.3% today, sitting at 27 cents, and that is number 9. And then Lido, of course, which flipped the old Cardano there. I saw Hodgkinson on a stream the other day talking about how I think Cardano more valuable than was it Bitcoin? I think he was talking about something like that. Anyway, so that's down 2.4% at 62 cents at the moment at number 11, being flipped by Lido there. Best performer over the 24 hours has been Tron, up 0.3% over the last week. The top 10, I think the best performer has pretty much been, they're all negative, but Ethereum's got to be the winner, right? 0.3% negative. So there we go. That's the way. Let's see what the top 100 was. We got White Bitcoin. Let me know in the chat there if you guys know what that is. But that is ranked at number 32. It's pretty highly ranked. So I don't really know what that one is. But it's up 26% for the week, up 5.6% today. We got SPX 6900, which has been performing pretty well. Came into the top 100 and is now at number 78. That's up 24% for the week, although down 7.6% today. Then we've got Fartcoin is up 18% for the week and down 6% today. And then Sky, which is was Maker, and that is up 18% for the week. Number 5 is Uniswap, up 14.7%. And then I have to mention number 6 there is Hyperliquid, which is up 14%. And that has obviously been a top performer, the old Hyperliquid there. So those are kind of where we are on the total market caps there. Top performers and top 100. Top gainers, we got Derive up 43%. We got OXO up 29% and Aura there up 16%. Let's have a quick look at this Derive one and see where that is marked. So it looks like it's been around too long. Yeah, January the 15th. It's kind of rode the bottom and just taking a bit of a rise up today. Was down at 3 cents, heading up to 4.4 cents. What is this? DRV tokens can be traded. Yeah, so it doesn't really tell you too much there. Let's go to the website then. Have a quick look at this Derive token. See what that's got. Experience the most powerful trading protocol in DeFi. There we go. So Derive is a decentralized protocol that creates unique and programmable on-chain options, perpetuals, and structured projects. That's pretty nice. This is what we need more of on PulseChain, a bit more of this. And I guess we do have a little bit of it coming with Nexion. Nexion is coming with its Glow product up to 10x on virtually any pool that's supported with LP. And we've seen a bit of an explosion of Nexion of tradable pairs. It's gone. I remember there was only like one, and then it's gone up. I think there's like, this just in the last couple of weeks gone up to like, is it 50? I don't know, 35, maybe it's 35 or 50 LP pairs. So that's really starting to move. So congratulations to Psycho there. So that's one of the cases where it just slowly creeps up on you, right? Where people are not really using it at first. Maybe they're not aware of it, which is the reason why we've gone into promotions, right? Here at the Crypto Night Show with the MBS as well. Our promotions lead, and that is because your people got to hear about your protocol, right? Got to hear about protocol there, and then you need people to participate, right? So it's kind of the play. So that's where we are on Derive, kind of cool. And so that is the mark there. So it's going on a bit of an up and up there. Number 852, by the way. That's way down the line there, 852. It might be something worth looking at. It seems to have right sort of stuff. Obviously, you got to do a lot of due diligence on it, but maybe that's kind of a promising one. We shall see. Only been around for a little while, so it's got a pretty clean history, hopefully. Maybe Derive is something to check out there. All right, so that is on that one. We got OXO. Let's quickly look at that as well. That's ranked at number 408, so it's a lot higher. So remember, there's 17,437 coins listed on CoinGecko. It's been around for some time, though. Of course, back into January 31st of January 2023, so it's been around for a while. It's an AI-powered Solidity smart contract auditor. So it's an auditor that uses machine learning to analyze code for vulnerabilities. So there we go. That is, and this is coming off the bottom a little bit, pretty volatile. So take note of that, but that is on the move as well. All right. So I think did we look at Aura yesterday? I think we kind of did yesterday. So look at Aura. Yeah. So look at that big bounce. I think we looked at this yesterday. 00088, and then has rallied to 22 cents. So pretty incredible since the 9th of June. So it's not bad over maybe 5 or 6 days. Yeah. So pretty crazy. Aura has surged by 93x from yesterday after a potential community takeover by the Cryptonary education platform. So there we go. That gives a bit of insight what's going on there with that one. See what the website looks like. Obviously, you're going to have to do a lot more due diligence. It's got this funny website. I think we looked at this with the crowd. With the you can actually draw on it or something. So there we go. All right, so that is that. So yeah, it's got a bit more complexity to it. Now, in terms of trending, we've got Notcoin, Lambo, and Virtual Protocol. Virtual Protocol, of course, has been around for quite a bit, and those are currently trending on CoinGecko. That's pretty much it. So yeah, market's down again. We're total market 3.39 trillion, down 2.9%. Bitcoin though is holding well above 100,000. This is very, very positive. And 105,472. Not bad there. Well, let's have a look at a few comments. See what else we got in here. TitanX says, I just dropped 2 charts on your Twitter. Helios is doing exactly what Dragon X did last cycle. Taking off, you mean? Taking off. Helios will do a Dragon X, a 30X this cycle. Time for the dude to step up, says TitanX on PulseChain. We had him on the show only a couple of weeks ago, and he's pretty positive about what he's doing. So you might want to DM him. DM him. That's all I can say. All right, so let's go. You got one last comment. I'll read the last comment there. Compare Dragon X last cycle and Helios this cycle. Both dropped a 1-to-1 ratio. That's right, to Titan X, then Dragon X to the 30X. That's right. Helios could do a 30X, but the dude work for it like Eric did. We shall see. We shall see. The market will decide. I don't know. You talking about any buy and burn value? It's definitely got they got their 888 day coming up, right? At some stage, it's got to be within less than a year. We might check that out later on for the 888 staker payout. If you guys are not aware, Helios and Dragon X, 2 of the big stakers in Titan X that are getting the big payout on the 888 days. All right, so I think that's it. We're going to jump out. I just wanted to pull up a chart here, so we're going to do that. And that's why I've changed view, really. Sneaky of me. Sneaky, I know. But we're going to bring up the Bitcoin chart. Let's go full mode on that. Actually, I've got to go to studio mode. We're going to use some tricks here now. Let's go there. Is it going to work? I think it is. All right, so let me go to... Get rid of that. And hide that. Bam. All right, I think we're good to go. There we go. Bam. Right, love that. I've got to use that a lot more. That's what I call a split studio, where I can change things up without showing you guys what I'm changing. That's pretty much it. All right, so let's go to that screen. Bam, and here we are. All right, so we've got the Bitcoin chart, and we've been following it pretty closely. It's been playing out pretty much as we expect, except probably the trade deals. We haven't had. I thought we would have had a few more trade deals come out this week. We haven't had that. So far, we've had the UK deal. We've had the China deal, but rocky. That's been pretty rocky, and that seems to be moving forward. And then we're waiting for the big trade deals from the top 15 countries. So if we have 2 of them, we've got another 13 countries potentially that we really think that may move the market sentiment. Presumably they're going to be announced one after another. We did see Trump put out more threats of tariffs, auto tariffs, and that's to try to get some countries over the line in time. And so we've probably got another 13 countries of significance that we're waiting for, and then of course we've also got over 115 countries that are going to make some sort of deal, but it's really the top 15 that really matter the most. and that's what will drive the market sentiment, right? Drive the market sentiment. So we've still got a few weeks to go for that, and that is coming up to the 4th of July. So we've still got 19 days. There's still a bit of time, and that's why he did a 2-week time frame, right? All to fit inside before the 4th of July, because he's trying to get these trade deals over the line. So fingers crossed we didn't get them this week, but fingers crossed next week we will get some trade deal announcements, and next week will be very bullish. So that's kind of what we're looking forward there. And next week get some trade deals, and then maybe the following week as well, get some of these 13 countries in particular. That's what we're looking at for in here, to get some bullish news. The other part, of course, is the big tax bill, driving that forward. That seems to be progressing pretty well. So hopefully we'll get that in as well before the 4th of July, and that will be, at Trump's desk, and that will get signed up. That's Trump's three-legged stool strategy, and then obviously deregulation leverage will, be in pieces as we move forward in time. Then maybe on the Monday the 7th, we will have a big announcement. Trump will do a big celebration, and basically the golden age of America is really kicking into gear, because you'll have your big tax bill in place. You'll have the big trade deals reorganized, and you've obviously got all the big investment that Trump's raised, 13 trillion plus dollars, and it's really game on there. And then, of course, you're accumulating all these tariffs at the moment. So Trump's accumulating all these tariffs, which will pretty much probably more than offset the budget deficit that's in the new tax bill, right? So I think Secretary Besant said at the committee hearing that he estimated probably about $300 or $400 billion surplus based on the tariff collections offsetting the short-term deficit view. And then, of course, as economic growth occurs and gets up to a very high mark, maybe 3-4%, then the US will move towards a balanced budget, potentially even a surplus, right? So that's kind of the logic there. So that would be pretty interesting to see that play out, and that's kind of what we're expecting in the golden age of America, right? So keep a lookout for that. So that's kind of the play. We got the 90-day tariff extension ending 10th of July, but I think that will largely be mute because we'll get a lot of these deals and everything done, presumably in the next 2.5 weeks. All right, so that is kind of where we are on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's holding up pretty nicely, over 100 grand. Got to be pretty happy about that, right? So I've got my arrows a little bit crooked, but that's 100 grand right there, that green line, and that is also the period of the tariffs at 10%, right? That we had the baseline tariffs. So yeah, bring that on. It's going to be pretty cool. Now we also got another chart, which is the Bitcoin chart. This one here. So we're going to go to this Bitcoin power cycle. We haven't had this up before, have we? We haven't. No, we haven't. This is new. But we got the Bitcoin price obviously tracking up here over 100K. So that's 100K on the left, and then we got the power curve support right on there. That long-term support bar there. Pretty much it's down near the bottom of the 4-year cycles. Now, we also talked about the 4-year cycles really being pushed aside to some degree, but it depends on the way you do that. On this measure, the 4-year cycle maximum minimum is in that grey. So you see all the filled in part, that's the maximum minimum. And we're kind of in the middle right now, over 100 grand, and this projection right in the power curve. And so, yeah, we are looking to really potentially head up towards this 200,000 mark, right? That's kind of the play. And here, obviously, got a time frame into 26, but this is kind of the target. There's 200K by the end of the year, right? So that's kind of where we're pushing at the moment. So if we're in these are quarters, right? So first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, we're currently sitting here, and we're expecting this banana part, right? This banana part of the curve. So that fits in pretty nicely with what we've been projecting, and that's pretty bullish. And that also will play out for PulseChain. What will PulseChain's bull run look like? Well, I think we can leverage it off Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is the ocean, and we're a big ship on that ocean, then presumably we could get very, very close here. So obviously by July would be in the third quarter. That's kind of at the bottom here, and then the golden age of America, right? We'll have the tax bill all in place by then, and then it's game on to the upside, right? Game on to the upside. So yeah, I think July is looking very tasty for the beginning of this ramp up. And then by the time we get into July, August, September, we get towards the end of September here, we're about here. And then we get October, and we're running into Christmas, right? We're running into Christmas in a big, big way, and big gains, right? So this is PulseChain could very well mirror this, maybe with a slight delay, maybe Richard, because Richard's got to wait for the ETH to run up to. Presumably, obviously, Richard has we're just talking about the magic carpet ride component of PulseChain. He's got access obviously to the Ethereum, AA Ethereum. He's got access, presumably, and he's got access to any other things he may have mined, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and he may or may not choose to use that, depending on how you view Richard and his portfolio. But then, of course, we've got the ETH magic carpet ride, right, with 171,000 Ethereum, and that is sitting as the strategic ETH reserve, right? And so that is, if Ethereum rallies off the back of this and goes to, like 7,500 or 10,000, then suddenly, the magic carpet ride's worth, 1.3 billion to $2 billion, right? So, and that could be pretty huge. It can be used in multiple ways, either through just plain buying, fitting the liquidity pools, creating parabolic charts like we saw with HEX, or it could be used to asset back things along with the sacrifice OA tokens of PulseX and Pulse, which would dominate something like 86 to probably 90% of the coins, and some people have it slightly higher than that, but that's probably in that range. If we use Go Pulsar numbers, it's like 86, 88%. So there's a number of things you could do, and the asset backing does make a lot more sense. So we'll see what happens in that space. And then, of course, you can take supply off with many other ways as well, through PulseX single-sided staking, any third-party DeFi protocol, wallets, stable coins, right? There's lots of options that Richard can suck supply out of the market and increase demand all at the same time, one after another. They compound on each other, and you get up to some pretty big numbers of X returns then, right? You're going from hundreds of X's to thousands of X's on PulseChain by doing a myriad of these different moves. That's how you get from hundreds to thousands of X returns in PulseChain, right? So people say, well, quite rightly, saying now it'd be pretty hard to get to 1000x, but if you suddenly, we've already seen Richard thin out the pools, and so we know that they can move up pretty quickly. We know Richard's talked about God mode candles, right?
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of.
So I've heard Richard talk about those, right? And I put a poll out today about that on X. So we've sort of got people hitting that up. So yeah, we could very well, PulseChain bull run is on the focus on the back of this. Now sometimes it moves like a bit later, like a month or so, but maybe it could even move slightly earlier. Also, the other thing is that in a couple of days, on Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I think on Wednesday we've got the interest rate cuts, which will be Thursday Kiwi time. But that's going to be not interest cuts. So we're not expecting any cuts, but we've got the Federal Reserve coming, and they're obviously playing political games now with interest rates. But if that does end up getting cut at some stage under a lot of pressure, then this could be really a big deal moving forward. And that cut maybe not happen in 4 days' time, but maybe it happens in July, right? So I'm pretty sure there's a meeting in July. And so that would be the perfect time for this bull rally as well. And we know Richard loves looking at the interest rates, right? As well he does, looks at them M2 supply as well. We know the M2 supply is at record highs, just moved to record highs. So this all plays in well with the perfect lineup for this big rally. Trump's strategy is in place by July. That's right at the bottom of this dark curve here. There's a 4-year cycle mean, right? There's this dark curve. So those are the tops and bottoms, in the band there, and then we got the mean, and then the red is actual Bitcoin price, how it's tracking, right? So we could end up rallying all the way up to 200K by the end of the year, right? So some people have low ends. So now Rack and Michelle's down at like 165. We know that Tom Lee, who was the one who correctly called the S&P 500 last year, was at about 180. And of course, definitely said that, and also has mentioned earlier that it could hit 250. And then we have Richard Hart at 240. And so we definitely got a big chance for a rally here to 200. The top of that mark, by the way, is actually as high as it looks like 290 there, 280 on the top of this band. So it's going to be bullish nevertheless. Now I don't know whether we're going to come down the severe like this here. I don't actually see this. I actually see us coming, maybe having a rally in the end of the year, having a bit of a pull off and then a bounce out of there into the second, third quarter of next year. It will depend on just a lot of things at the time, but I think the golden age of America could give us quite a long, elongated run there before we have a bit of a pullback in the markets. Obviously, a lot of profit taking, right? A lot of people making money. That's the reason. So it doesn't matter, even with the golden age of America, a lot of people making a lot of money, and they're going to sell that money, right? So take the money out. So that's the countenance to forever up chart with the golden age of America, is that some people make such silly money that they have to take it out, and that's the key, right? So you just got to keep a lookout on this sharp, this banana part of the market, which is right here, right? So we've been talking about that with Raoul Paul with the bull market, right? So he's got the kind of like this chart. So let's play that as well.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase one of the banana zone, banana number one. The corrective zone, banana number two comes. Another correction, banana number three. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021. Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you.
So you can see where we are on that chart, and that's kind of where we are on that power chart, right? That's the same because it's tracking the real price, but you can sort of kind of see where we are there.
The macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence, everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it, be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder because the next one that happens will have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
All right, so you can kind of see that's where we were on that chart. And so, yeah, things could get pretty exciting from July onwards. It's looking pretty good there. And, of course, we should have pretty bullish news, hopefully, with these trade deals and the tax bill in June, right? In June leading into early July, the 4th of July there. And it should hopefully all this Trump's three-legged stool strategy will be in place by 4th of July. And then the golden age of America begins. And then we start rallying into that banana move into the end of the year. So that's kind of the time frame. And PulseChain could mirror that or be slightly behind it, probably a month behind or something. We shall see. And, of course, we could get a God mode candle anytime. That obviously can put things in the mix there. But definitely as Ethereum gets past that 3,775 mark, that makes your magic up right at break even. And then it's in the money after that. And we could see a number of moves made by Richard Hart. Of course, he's teased a few about the stable coins, forking wallets and things like that. And we've already seen many moves made so far with thinning out liquidity and incentives, gearing up for the future. So kind of cool. I put a poll out yesterday. Is God mode candle coming soon for PulseChain? Now, obviously, it's still got 10 hours to go. So it's been running for about 14 hours. And we've got 72.7% of people expecting that. We've got no 9%, and then unsure, don't know 18% there. So obviously got a lot of people pretty excited about where we're heading that. And of course, I put the old Richard Hart, God mode candle at the bottom. So we'll see what the final results are later on. The other thing, of course, is we've not just got the magic carpet ride and Richard Hart doing things, but we've also got the fact that we've got this big, onboarding, cash onboarding now with Ramp now, right? Ramp now. We're going to have banks are coming soon, back online, and then we're going to have 2 other on-ramps coming as well. This is all feeding in new cash, fresh cash to PulseChain, desperately needed, of course, excluding the Richard Hart, and the magic carpet ride. This is very, very bullish. So I did that video yesterday, and you can check that out too on the account there. So that's pretty cool. Now, if you guys haven't got into Strategy Club, encourage you to check that out. Let me just check that out. So Strategy Club, the link's in the video description. You can join up today for that. And yeah, we've got strategy chats. We've got the top 10 high performing index, so you can check that out too. And of course, we talk about the next 100x and 1000x protocols intel, so you can join and get that. And of course, daily intel drops in there. And a monthly crypto report. So if you want to join up to that today, links in the video description, only $35 a month. So pretty amazing value there as we lead into this bull market. So check that out, links in the video description. All right, so that is pretty much it. It's going to lead us into PulseChain results. Before we do that, though, we've got a couple of comments in the chat. We've got, can you bring up the X token? There says 47. Well, we're coming into the markets now, so if that's on the list, we will check it out for sure. We've got Wookie in the house there, about to have a big family Sunday roast, super chicken, and pork homemade stuffing. Woohoo! Oh, well, it sounds like you're in a good place there, Wookie. That's for sure. So eat up, and chow down, as we say. We've got Fast Abdul in the house there. I'm here for the tech. Yeah, hey, Fast Abdul. We were just talking about yesterday about the liquidity forks and that GoPulse doesn't have the ink printer token on there. So I know you guys maybe you should hit them up and get them to add that in. I'm not sure why they haven't added that in yet. Maybe being it's a bit weird. But anyway, hit them up and see if you can get that on there. That'd be cool. The other thing is, I think the Coast team, the Coast team is coming up with something new for the ink printers. I've just forgotten the name of it right now, but that's coming up as well for the liquidity forks. All right, let's see where we're going here. We're going back to PulseChain. All right, so PulseChain, day 765 days since the 13th of May 2023 when PulseChain launched. We got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 03, down 2.76%, sitting at 30% of the mean sacrifice price, so still accumulation zone. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0262, is down 2.15%, sitting at 26% of the mean sacrifice price. The buy and burn sitting at 7.21% at the moment. Ink token is at $1.43. Down 0.3% today, so actually that's not too bad, is it? And we've got the HEX at the moment at 61/100th of a penny, also down just under 1/3%. And we've got EHEX at 19/100th of a penny. Combined price EX and PX is just below 0.8 of a penny at the moment. So wonderful zone to accumulate a Richard Hart tokens at the moment. All that's all I can say. Keeps going. But one day it's going to be not like this. One day it's not going to be like this. We got 1 cent at the moment is what it costs to do a swap at the moment on PulseX. So super cheap, 1.1 million beats, not too bad. And we got validators at the moment, 50,142. So it looks like we're up, about 80 validators? We're up about 80 validators at the moment. I think so for today. If we compared to yesterday, I think we had 50,050, was it yesterday? Something like that yesterday. Let's go to the bridge. There's kind of a heartbeat. What are we down another million? Because I think we were at 89, was it 89.2? So we might be down about 800,000 from yesterday. That is the mark there. Now the DAI, we're at 20.7 million, and the ETH is at 6,900. I do have the snapshot, of course, from about 10, 11 days ago. We're definitely down on both of those. USDC, I think we're down on that too. USD Tether was up slightly from memory, and then Bitcoin is down just below 27 Bitcoin. So there we go. That's where we are. And I've done a Fast Abdul's watching, but this is what I was talking about. We don't have the ink printer stablecoin here on the list. So that's probably where maybe you could hit them up and get them to add it on there. They got USDL, PXDC, and HEXDC, but missing ink printer. That doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right. Should have that on there. We've got PUSD ALGO at the moment, waiting for that to come along as well. Come on, Jacob. Come on, man. Let's get the stuff to market. Come on, let's get the stuff to market. What else have we got there? Tyndale in the house there says, glad to get the news from Superman at the Daily Plan. I appreciate that. That's pretty funny. Actually, I have to think about that, actually. Big shout out there, Tyndale. All right, let's jump over to the market, see what they look like. 9.2 million volume. Whoa, that's low. It is a Sunday here in New Zealand, of course, a Saturday evening or afternoon in the United States. So we are on the low end of volume at the moment, $9.2 million. And we've got 236,000 transactions in the last 24 hours. Now, this is the default view for Dex Screener. Now, who was that up there? So 47 says, can you bring up the X token? Well, I don't have to, do I? Because it's sitting at number 1 at the top here. And that is up 23.4% at number 1. So there we go. That was nice and easily done. And got pumped the last 2 days. Look at that. Pumped the last 2 days. Volume coming out of nowhere. 22 $100,000 and 16,000, 15,000 volume in the last 24 hours versus 110k liquidity, 1.7 million market, up 23%. Not a lot of buys and sells. We had 48 sales and 8 buys, so it's really the big couple of big buys there, and so forth. It does have a few. It's got a buy sell tax from the looks of it. What else there? PGC UFO system utilizes Hart's law. The X system is built by Coach X, of course, pretty well known to ride the Hart's law RH there. Baby X is there as well. Alien Tech, the old alien languages. That's built on top of X, RVR, RVR, X, HDH, BNK, MAV with a 5% tax reward paying out an X token. Baby X was the first project built on X, as well as being an X miner forever. 10% of X sits in the X contract, receiving rewards, burning X, and 10% was sent to the X Orin address as a benevolent action of the blockchain friendship. The alien tech lives forever on PulseChain. So there we go. They have a website too. They do have a website there. Let's quickly check that out while we're here. This is number 1 at the moment on Deck Screener, and you can see some of the artwork there at the moment for the old X chilling there. So there we go. That is it. And there's got a Telegram, so I guess you guys can join up to that and find out more. That is the play. And they got a tokenomics page also. All right, so that is X, and that is for 47. There we go. We aim to please here. We aim to please. All right, so that is the mark there on that one. Number 1 perform at the moment on Deck Screener's default. Let's have a look at what else is doing pretty well. We got RSI. It's been around for 4 months. I think it's a pump dies one, right? If I remember rightly, 20%. Your Mum has been a popular one as well. That had a big burn, didn't it? Have a big burn? I think it did. So that had a big burn, and that is on the rise at the moment. This is Elon Musk, Your Mum. We did look at this a little bit yesterday with the website, but is at all-time highs at the moment. And versus versus PGC, and that is at just over a quarter of a penny. So there we go. On that one, not a lot of sales either on that one. We got Remember, of course, the OG Web Chef that has been around for 5 days. This pair, so one particular pair, of course, up at 12%. We got Beast is down at 52 cents. Gone are the heydays of Beast. Look at that chart. That's the chart there for Beast. That's the weekly chart, by the way. Let's look at the daily chart. That's the daily chart. That is not a lot of action going on this pair. So just remember that. That's pretty interesting. What else we got? Gelato at the moment. Let me just quickly check the volume. Yeah, virtually no volume on this one either, but it's up 1.9%. And then Sun Mini. All right, so one of the big giants that we've been talking about this. It's currently at 10.6 cents, just cruising around this level. Obviously, we haven't got a lot of buying coming in from Europe at the moment. Obviously, probably the war, right? It's dampened things down maybe. That's one argument in any case. But yeah, we have the main address. This was the main address there. Still buying. 2 hours ago was the last buy from the ramp now address. But there are a couple of new addresses on the field, like this one here. That's a new address as well. So they've changed things up a little bit. Operating a second address there. Just the last day in 11 hours. I think maybe this is the. I have to check with that Soul Sun AG or whatever that address is. We're going to check that out. But that is a new address on a buying. So kind of cool, getting a bit more sophisticated. We also checked that out. So that does align up with the period of Sun AG, but there's another account as well, right? So we'll check that out too. Let me just get rid of that. So that's kind of the play there. So we've got the big buys. So let's I don't know. Let's do 2.5K. See what's going on there. So we had 22 hours and 2.5 hours. We had a $3,000 sell. Day and 16 hours. Day and a half ago we had the 4 and 5K. And then we had a couple of big buys. Then we had these big sellers, right? The 15K, 37. That was a day and 20 hours, 2 days ago. What else? We had a lot of big buys come in as well. We had that big sell and big buys. So really, it's a bit of a battle between the buyers and the sellers. A lot of these sellers, there's been one trade. I saw one trader in there. Then there's a lot of people with their sort of so-called free coins, part of that as well. So, it's a bit of a battle going on there. We're waiting for, obviously, the ramp up in the corporate buy and burn. And, of course, the launch of the website and dashboard where customers may very well start flocking over to buy their buy Soul tokens. So that's going to be interesting to see as well. We got Trev in house there. Great work, Superman. Good buying opportunity. That is true. That is true, Trev. Love PDC and UFO, but doubling down on PulseX, HEX, and Pulse. Absolutely. Now, you guys know I talked about the Magnificent 7 on PulseChain, comparing it to the stock market, right, with Nvidia and Apple and all those others, Magnificent Seven. And I put that out yesterday on X, of course. Let me just pull that up actually while we're here. And I pulled that up and I pushed it out there because I thought it was a cool theme, right? Cool theme. What I thought was going to be the big ones, right? So Magnificent Seven, we've got Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, and Tesla. I just put in, these are randomly assigned, they're not based on any narrative about each of these other ones on the left. We got PulseX, Inc., HEX, Soul Token, Sun Minimal, SolidX, and PDC. Those are the Magnificent Seven from my perspective. And of course, these other three, I guess Soul, because they're going to have the big corporate buy and burn. They're bringing in millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of capital from Europe. And then, of course, SolidX is going to be the big firewall, right? Doing his thing, multi-chain, big networks, etc. And, of course, PDC, really the kind of the big DAO, the big heavily supported on PulseChain by a lot of influencers, etc. And so those are the marks there at the moment for the Magnificent Seven. If you haven't joined Strategy Club, join up today, as we could say. All right, links in the video description. That is pretty much it. So let's jump back out of here. Have a look at the rest of the markets. Let me do that here. So we got Dominance, another web chef. So we've got a couple of web chef ones here. Very small things happening on these, though, relatively speaking. We had 100K on the, remember, so that did 100K. Dominance, though, is sitting around, is up 1%. So we haven't got a lot of green on today. UFO, of course, 0.5% there. It is a lazy sort of Saturday, Sunday, isn't it? And then we've got UFO sitting there up 0.25%. So, UFO making a bit of a move and saw Sun Minimal, staying pretty solid over 10 cents at the moment. But we haven't seen a lot of corporate buy and burn yet. So we'll see what happens this week on the Soul Sun Minimal. We'll see a lot more buy and burn as well. They're sitting on probably about 8.5 million euros by my estimation. So if I'm right about that, that's a lot of money that could be coming to buy the old token. Now, the other thing, of course, is the cheaper the token, the more you can burn. So there's a bit of was it a dichotomy? Is that the one on that one? So we shall see. Sean O'Malley says, "Eat the dip, Superman. SolidX undervalued." Absolutely, that is true. That is true. And we haven't even got SolidX on the list here. It's probably further down. So we haven't got a lot in the green on our default view today. Only the top 11 pairs, and only even out of those, only a couple of them, of interest to me in particular. But we got lots in the red at the moment, all the way down. Let's go look at SolidX though. So we're going to have a look at SolidX at the moment. So SolidX, where is it? Did I jump past it? Let me scroll down here. So SolidX is down here somewhere. SolidX Pulse there, this one here. So this was the one is in the Magnificent Seven, right? And we're expecting pretty big things when X Game and the casinos and multi-chain and big networks, etc., go live. It's going to be pretty awesome. And this could have drive a lot of capital over to PulseChain as well. So this is $9.22. So kind of cool. Yeah, good point there, Sean. Big shout out there. So that is probably really undervalued at the moment, $9.20. Obviously, you got to ride up and down, 50 cents, a dollar, something like that every in the chain because we're kind of in a channel, sideways channel kind of. But, it's when it goes, it's going to go. Remember, the second week, this was $265. So for me, a 10x in this is quite easily done, right? So, Trev says, got to get met some SolidX love. Randy, great guy, the real deal. Absolutely, yeah. And it's the other thing, it's got Randy Alasky and a good mate of Firewell. So we're expecting big things there for SolidX. All right, so kind of cool. Let's go through. So should we do some categories? Let's go to some categories, eh? So that's kind of the chart at the moment. Obviously, most things are in the red. Should we pick off? We'll pick off a few little ones that are probably fairly undervalued at the moment. We've got Sparta there. We've got obviously Surf Token. They've been doing a great job, right? Crypto Paradise with Surf Token there, and they're down 2%. But this chart, it's still looking pretty good, right? And this team is, they're on fire. This team, over 130,000 people on this one, so could be pretty exciting. Let's see there. What else? We've got Top Hat there from Crypto Coffee, down 3% today. Let's see how that's looking at the moment. So yeah, it's looking pretty good still. That chart a little bit on the weak side, but still holding up quite nicely in this range to quarter of a penny in the old Top Hat. Did some nice little partnerships with Crypto Paradise too. So I've got some good stuff holding there. Obviously, PDC, the Greys, down 3% today. Let's have a look at this chart. And we're going to go daily on PDC, obviously in the Magnificent Seven as well. And that's the chart at the moment. So, yeah, been holding on to this sort of long-term uptrend, right? still above that. So yeah, next target, probably 00054. Holding this beret here, and that's that's a 84% gain. So sitting in this here, one of the Magnificent Seven, probably the most native one to PulseChain. Now, obviously, when the bull market starts running up, then a lot of the AMM pools will get more, re-rated. 9mm, 9-inch, PulseX, they all get re-rated. The DEX aggregators, like the tiers, probably, some Power Cities, stuff that all probably get re-rated. Liquid loans. So, that's typically what happens when we, everything else gets more valuable. What else we got there? I think that's kind of the play there. Now, we got X Game down there, of course. That's something you're going to keep a lookout. It's down 6% today, but once, X Game launches, that's going to probably fire big time. At the moment, you'll be able to get it for cheap at the moment. So, sitting at 2200th of a penny, down 6% today. There's liquid loans. We talked about that. Obviously, got a lot of pump tires in here. We've got Teddy Takeover all the way down here at a quarter of a penny as well. That probably could be a pretty good pickup there. It's got obviously Moon King and others supporting that. Ian Heinrich. So, yeah, there's a few opportunities there in the top leaderboard. All right, but let's go to some categories. Let me just go back up to here and we'll quickly look at this. How am I doing for time? 51 minutes. We're doing pretty good. Pretty good time. Let's go to I've got this category. Influencers. Let's go to influencers. And they're probably all in the green, all in the red, sorry. But yeah, we've got Access Alive as the only one green today on my list at $5,300 here on Access Alive. Not in the red, but not far behind is Crispy Man with HEX Fire. And then we got Solid X there sitting in behind that, which is obviously Firewell. He's a celebrity in his own right. And then we got Top Hat from Crypto Coffee, and then Note Token from Randy Olasky. How about that? We've got Note Token from Randy Olasky there, down 3% there as well. So that's going to be one you want to look out for, I'm sure. Also, so there we go on some of the moves. We've got Dip Catchers Go first on the 404 contract. It's not doing too much at the moment. As well. No trades from looks at no trades. Pump tires. Let's have a look. Now, I don't have all the pump tires because this is, we've had a few extra ones added to this, but it's got a lot of the ones on it. And looks like the best performing one is the Ada Cardano, followed by Pump Tires Die, and then Best Everything there, one of the Richard Hart ones, right? So I guess the Richard Hart, what's the best one, the pump one, and the most one? I guess this is what people might class as those as well. Could do pretty well when the markets run, as they say. What else there? The printer tokens. I haven't got all the print tokens on here either. Probably got most of them. But the best ones at the moment are Dominance as Savant. They're slightly green, but not a lot of volume. No volume on the Dominance one, but 3,000 on Savant one there. So that's kind of their play on that. What else we got on here? Farms. We got Tony Daytona. It's up a little bit, but there's hardly any volume. $1,400. Emmett's doing very well. Emmett's been doing very well, isn't it? So a big shout out to Kairos out there. And that is the chart on Emmett. So that's looking pretty good. $2.30, complete re-rate. And, of course, a big partnership there with Crypto Paradise and many other good teams as well. So they've really been solidifying themselves up there. So big shout out to Kairos and the Emmett farm there. One of the best yield performing farms on PulseChain. So while we're checking out their Emmett farms. All right, so that's pretty much it. We're going to move away, and we're going to talk about talk about X1. So we're going to change the topic a little bit. Before we do that, we've got a couple of comments. Titanx says we have major Titanx promotion this coming week. The Titanx bot coins migrating to PulseChain. Yeah, that's going to be a big deal, right? So, but with a secret twist, we have proven it out with Eden and Lotus Revival. So yeah, a lot of Titanx coming over to PulseChain. They're going to be appearing up there. We have the Blaze and Inferno Helios next. So I'll let people know bridge over all Dragon X, Hydra, Hyper, etc. now as soon as possible to join. That's from Titanx on PulseChain. Yeah, that's going to be a big deal there. We'll probably try and do some more on that. All right, you can probably hit me up as well because I think I'm already in the group, but hit me up on that. All right, so let's go. Let's get into X1 and the news here. So this is obviously a fork of Solana. So we've moved away from PulseChain. We're now talking about X1 and a fork of Solana here. This is from Jack Levin, the vampire. And X1 Labs. As you guys know, he's been doing a capital raise for X1 Labs, also trying to do it legally and register and all that stuff in the United States. He says X1, this just came out an hour ago. It's hot off the press. X1 Labs is now registered with the SEC. And of course, it's got there, hello, dear Jack Levin, you are now an account administrator, and so on. So there we go. I think you're the SEC staff. So that is from Jack Levin only an hour ago. They've raised over $3 million last time we got an update. So that's pretty cool news from him. There we go. Obviously, there's a bit of uncertainty and drama around how Zen will play into all this. So we'll see how that happens. Obviously, there's other systems around as well. But that is from Jack Levin, the latest. Let's see what else has he got to say. So that was an hour ago. Solana ETF is coming soon. So that was kind of, obviously X1 is going to be a fork of Solana, but it's going to be a fork with all the superior technological advantages and improvement that Jack Levin has made, right? Now, the 13th on the 13th says I'm running an experiment on Hyperliquid. Check out my vault here. So let's go have a little look at that on Hyperliquid, since Hyperliquid's been the top performer. We'll mostly be strategically long and hype, BTC and Solana. Short garbage infra or overhype memes with proper stop loss control. So looks like past month return 49%. So it looks TVL $6,461. That is his positions there, I guess. He's got 10x's and 40x on BTC. So yeah. I don't know if these are his ones, but they look, maybe they are his. That is his position anyway. Jack Levin's vault there, so pretty interesting. The other big thing, of course, is that they had raised a lot of money with an investment round, right? So this is the breakdown. Most of it coming from USA, and surprisingly, they got quite a bit from India there, Australia, China, Sweden, Canada in the mix there. So it's kind of a bizarre mix, actually. The USA, I would have thought you might have seen like the UK, Germany, and places like that, but it's an interesting order of money in there on that he's raised so far. The other big thing is XDEX coming on to X1 chain. We have completed the audit for XDEX, swap and liquidity, staking and farming for X1 and Solana blockchain. All recommendations were followed and vulnerability fixes there. So there's been, there's getting some significant moves towards hopefully a launch, hopefully within a couple of months, right? 2-3 months, we will have X1 launching. It's been a long time coming, right? A long time coming. Now, obviously, Zen is pretty cheap these days. The other thing is that at the moment, people you're either validating at the moment. If you do validate, you do get these bonus points, right, for XNT coin. XNT will be the main coin. Previously we used to say XN, right? Apparently, it's called XNT now. It's going to be the main feed coin for X1, and people are basically validating at the moment. I don't know if I've got the site up for that. Actually, let me X1. Let's see if I got it on here. Get rid of that. Don't know where that came from, but we got X1 there, X1 docs. We got the testnet, so it's on testnet at the moment, right? Hopefully this brings up the site. Yeah, this is the site here. So this is all the validators at the moment on X. There's the testnet. There's the final testnet, as I understand. So the next one will be mainnet. That's my understanding at the moment, and we shall see where that all goes. But these are all the validators at the moment. Look at them all. You can see them all here. There'll be some names that you may or may not know, depending on how familiar you are with the X1 ecosystem in here. But yeah, a lot of validators in here doing it. The ZenPub, with ZenPub, that's the big data site for Zen. And so these are the validators at the moment. And you'll see there's a new, which one is it? I'm just trying to think which one it is. There's a new bonus one, I think. Can't remember if it's this community vote. I think it's this one here. And you can get bonuses there for validating. So that's going to be pretty interesting. You see a lot of them in the United States, a lot of them in Europe. We've got a few validators around the world, Asia, India, was it Indonesia or somewhere like that. And looks like South America as well. No, Africa, sorry. So yeah, that is where we are at the moment on the testnet. So this could be a pretty big deal, right? Because Solana's a big deal. This has got all the bells and whistles. So probably won't have all the problems that Solana's had. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Now, obviously, Jack Levin changes his mind on a lot of stuff around tokenomics. So, fingers crossed on that. I mean, it's the best luck to everybody there, really. We'll see what happens here. With that, as X1 Labs near 3 million funding milestone, the company will begin strategically acquiring Bitcoin as a reserve. So that was also something you put in there, taking people's money and putting it into Bitcoin. So that's a pretty obvious one, right? So yeah, that's kind of the play. We're looking forward to it. Hopefully it will get close, I mean, at the end of the day, this is crypto. Whether you love or hate certain things, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is it going to be good enough to pump? And we shall see where that all lands. All right, so that is kind of the play on the old Jack Levin and X1. It's coming. It's getting there, closer. Obviously, the ways to get on board, while you can be a validator, you can go through the X1 Labs capital raise. You can obviously buy Zen. We just don't know exactly how that's going to play out with tokenomics. You could have, in the past, you could have done a Soul Zen mining, but that's finished now. And so you could have done that. And what else? There's all the little tokens you could have done, all the Bitcoin tokens that they did. So we'll see how that all lands with the final tokenomics once it comes up, right? So the first thing that's going to happen is the chain's going to launch and the token's going to launch, and then the allocations will be done. And that includes the burn parties, which I believe are on the game as well, where people get to burn Zen for credits. But if you want to get on at the moment, there's two ways of getting in. You either become an X1 validator or you do Zen blocks, right, which is the proof of work side of the Solana or the X1 chain. And of course, you can do that. I've got a video on this channel. If you want to find that, just type in Zen blocks mining, Zen block mining, and you can start mining today. The links, you'll find the video. It's pretty easy to set up too, or super easy. I got the template there. Also, the template I pinned to the top of the video because it fell off I think the default view. But if you check out that video on this channel, you'll be able to start Zen block mining today. That is one way of pre-mining coins, really. If you think of it like it's a bit like pre-mining with the proof of work. And it's all on the testnet, right? But you get the coins for real on the X1. All right, so that's kind of the play there. What else are we going to talk about? I think that was it on there. Let's go quickly look to Zen, shall we? Let's go to Zen Hub, Titanx, sorry. We're going to Titanx at the moment and quickly check that out. So Titanx at the moment is definitely on sale. Let's put it that way. And we've got the price here at the moment is sitting at €6.3058. But what we really care about is the wrapped ETH value. So that is the price in US dollars. But what we really care about is the wrapped ETH value. And let's go check that out. It always goes to 15 minutes. I'm not sure why, but that is where we're at the moment. We're right at the bottom. Look, right at the bottom pretty much. Not the bottom, but we're right in the bottom range. And we're at 10 zeros, 5,300 right now. So super cheap on this at the moment. So good pickup zone, right? Good pickup zone. However, Titanx has still got the collateral backing. So liquid supply at the moment is worth 9.3 million. And then the buy and burn at the moment in V1 is currently worth 11.3. So there's more buy and burn than there is liquid value. And that is 4,452 ETH. Now, there was an issue with the bots with the V1 burn, remember? And we got the V2 burn. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out. Still will have effect, of course, obviously with that much ETH, but certainly there were some issues with bots, I remember. Can't remember all full details now, but definitely some issues there. But nevertheless, it is overcapitalized on the liquid supply. Now, we are waiting for the secret source that Jake Sharp is going to be doing, which it's not going to be a new coin. It's going to be, I guess, some use cases, utilities. We're going to see what that is, and it may include, AI agent type stuff as well. We're going to find out in due course. And of course, there's Omni-chain, right? Omni-chain, that's the other side of it. Titanx says if you bought bot coins and sent them to PulseChain to make demand, use the V1 buy and burn 8% callable every 2 weeks. We get demand and FOMO buying. Yeah, so that's hopefully it will go that direction. There, Titanx, good insights there. All right, so that is the play. Let's jump out of that and move into DragonX. DragonX, of course, we have that currently. Let's look at the ratio. We're going to look at the ratio of the Titanx and go to the daily chart here and have a look at that. So that is 11.23 at the moment. So obviously we had the recent high of 16.4 and then we have some whales selling in, right? We've got these big whale wicks and then we're back down here at 11.2. So still holding up pretty well. If we go to the weekly chart, we can see that, yeah, we had that big rally. So this is the rally that Titanx in the chat was talking about, that we were sitting, around the 1-to-1. If you'd been accumulating in here, you then made a massive return, right? Because it went up to 27.4 on a God mode candle. And we watched that in Discord when it actually happened. And then, of course, it came all the way down after that. That was kind of the top, the God mode candle. And then down it came. And then we came back up to 17, all the way down to, 6.5, 6.4. And then back up to 16, and then back down to 11.2. Now, this is obviously Eric. Eric's well-known, a pretty prolific developer, pretty smart guy, and I think he's in Italy. Is he in Italy still? I think he is in Italy. And so, yeah, this also has a buy and burn, right? So this also has a buy and burn. Let's go check that out too while we're here. This is also one of the big stakers on Titanx as well. So we talked about Titanx. We didn't go talk about the staking, right? So if we go to the more token, go to stakers, we know that, oh, wait a minute, where's it gone? I've got the wrong page, have I? Payouts. And we go all the way down, and we've got the 888-day payout, which is now It's now, well, I thought I had the percentage on here. It's well over 2/3 the way through, 67%. Now, it is, I said well over 2/3. It's exactly 2/3, 67% the way through of 888 days. And so what we got $2.8 million in here of 1,111 ETH. And DragonX and Helios are getting a big chunk of that. So that's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, well, how far? I'm just trying to get the calculator out. Just trying to let me put it out there. So let me just do the math here. So that is 293 days. So yeah, we're under a year now. We're under 10 months. In fact, we're under 10 months, almost 9.5 months until that gets paid out. So that's pretty cool. That's coming up for TitanX, and of course DragonX is going to be a beneficiary of that. Is it under the DAO or was it under the stats? We've got the buy and burn on the moment, all the buy and burns. How much burn they got? I thought that was on the DAO here. Maybe it's on the DAO. It's been a while since it's been on this page, so there we go. How it works. They've already got a balance already, right? So they already had payout. They got 463 here. I think that was from the previous payout. Forgotten what period that was. And then we got the buy DragonX buy and burn. So they've got 463 ETH in there as well. So these are sitting in there in the wallets at the moment. And of course, in another, what do we say, 293 days or so, they'll get more payout as well. So it's just a matter of biding your time with DragonX. And of course, he's got more protocols coming, right? Going to be launching for DragonX. So keep a lookout for that. Hyper and Hydra both got buy and burns as well. So let's go a quick look at the Hyper one. Let's have a quick look at the liquid amounts. So we'll go to stats first. And we can see liquid is $1.3 million with the liquid Hyper. And then the buy and burn of here, that has got, is that the one? Yeah, that's got 93, is it? Yeah, $95,000 in there. $95,000 worth of TitanX. And what do we say the stayouts were? States 1.3 million at the moment. All right, so let's jump out of there and let's go back to the other one. That's the Hydra one. The Hydra one's probably more important there. Let's go to the Hydra and quickly go to the stats. So we're at there, almost $1 million with the Hydra, so 990,000. And then what's the buy and burn? 589,000. So it's not too bad. It's not as good as TitanX was, relatively speaking, but it's still pretty good collateralization there. And of course, you can imagine them all operating at the same time, right? That would be, pretty game off. They're all operating at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. What else we got? Morpheus, of course, looking pretty exciting. Helios, of course. Let's talk about that because I think they've still got their stuff in the DAO, I think. We'll quickly check that. And I've got the stats, I guess. Maybe Treasury, one of the two. And that's the stats at the moment. Actually, it's Treasury, isn't it? Let's go to Treasury. And they're sitting on $190,000 worth of TitanX in there. So that's staked. So that's the stuff where they're going to get paid from that 888 day. I'm just looking at what else they got here at the moment. Liquid Treasury, $41,000 worth of ETH in there at the moment. Obviously, that's going to get topped up in 295 days. They got a bit of money in other things like DragonX. That is where that is at the moment. And future estimated payouts from that 888 is 62 ETH. So that's $957,000 there at the moment. That is Helios. And then apparently TitanX wants the dude to come to the party on that. So there we go. Turn it on or something, is it? Turn it on. Right. That is it at the moment. And what else there? Vault, of course, we're waiting for Stevie D to come out. He got rid of the liquidity. Was it burned the liquidity keys or something like that? So Vault's setting that up, I guess, for something good. Morpheus, we're expecting more from Brandon around that. That's kind of cool too. Let's see what else we got there. Scroll that. The other thing is Ouroboros with the liquidity fork that could add a lot more coins to it. So we were looking forward to that once things turn around. I guess he'll make some moves there. So we'll look for that too. And with the USDX will also play a big role. The other one was the farms, right? Let me go to the farms here. Where's the farm gone? Was it too far up? So many coins now, right? Where's the farm? Where's the farm gone? I've probably gone past it like 5 times. There it is, Tink Farm. 1.7 cents is Tink Farm. Let's go have a look at that. It's been a while since we looked at it. So let's see. One of the things is you try and get the timing right on this long sort of low sell-off, and then if you can pick it up, and maybe it's from now onwards, who knows, then you could make mad gains on that, right? So at the moment, we've got $2 million liquidity, and what's the buy and burn at the moment? 5.7 million burned out of 17.8 million supply. And the yields are still fairly good, 56%, 45%. That's pretty solid, right? All right, so that is the play, and it can all turn around pretty fast. Obviously, we've got a few omni-chain tokens. So we've had Uranus was the first one to go on. Had a big rally. It has mostly been sold off. It was below 1-to-1 the other day. It got up to 3-to-1 or something, didn't it? 3.6 or something. It is now 1.2-to-1. So it's still in the money here with that one, Uranus. And then we've got a lot of the other tokens from the dude that have gone over to base chain as well, H420, E2OT as well. In the play, and then the ones we're waiting to come up, of course, Bitcoin Genie from mad scientist Stevie D and Volt, and Taurus there from Cryptographics, which is being built by Brandon and his development team, right? And people are giving that pretty rave reviews. Taurus may be the injection. It's gone through its third audit, right? So the third audit was out. So this is pretty much almost ready to go, I think. Let's quickly go check that. I think the third audit was done. So this could be live soon. Now, if this takes in something like 10 trillion, remember there's about 98, something like trillion in supply, circulating supply, but 67 in liquid supply. So 67 liquid supply, if it takes in like 10 trillion, that could start, spark the Titan market off, right? So be interesting if it gets a big deal. And this is currently third audit is nearly complete. This is just hot, just came out, was it 2 days ago? Third audit is nearly complete and looks great. There will be no more audits required once it's finished. The age of Taurus is here, and this looks pretty exciting. This could be really cool. Now, both this one and Stevie D's are both trying to get the buying side, the sustainable side of a protocol going with the mechanism. So I love this stuff. This is like the frontier DeFi. We wish them the very best, and it should be pretty cool. So that is Taurus, and exciting times. So that might just jumpstart the whole of Titan X, and maybe get the bottom in and start the climb, right? 10 trillion. If it does 10 trillion, I mean, that's a huge demand on 67, and it could be very well the light that it needs. And then, of course, on top of that, Jake Sharp could come out with his protocol that's going to be using X28 to burn that up. And it could be all game on for there. And of course, we've got Titan X on Pulse in the house as well. Encouraging everything coming over to PulseChain as well. So it's more supply sync. Could be pretty game on. So there we go. That is just a bit of an overview, really, of Titan X. We haven't done that for a little while, but there's some exciting things potentially on the horizon there. We've got the Binance, got the Jack Levin. Jack Levin. I'm mixing Jack Sharp and Jack Levin order. But we got that. There's too many J founders around, man. There's too many J founders around. But that's the play. And so we could see, Omni-chain, whatever Jake Sharp's got coming out. We got the Stevie D. We got the stuff going over the PulseChain. We got the cryptographics with Taurus. It could all start just building on each other quite dramatically. We'll see how that goes. It could be a lot of fun. All right, buy the bottom, sell the top. That's pretty much it. All right, so that is pretty much there. We're at an hour and 30 minutes, which is pretty much the end of the show. It is. We covered a lot. We covered the military parade. So, thank you very much for your service out there in the United States. It really is a big deal, and we appreciate that. Defenders of the free world, and we're back winning again with Trump, which is great. And he's highest in his polls that he's ever been right now. The highest just climbing polls, so it's pretty cool. What's the other bit? We've also got obviously we've got PulseChain, maybe gold mo candle someday. Maybe we'll see. But certainly we've got very bullish things happening with the on ramps coming to PulseChain. So we've got fresh capital coming to PulseChain. That is a good thing. We'll keep monitoring that to see how that evolves. But by my count, we're currently the run rate for that after only 26 days is about $34 million of fresh new capital coming to PulseChain. That's a good thing, isn't it? And that's probably likely to be much higher as it grows there. If we see a lot of these big things coming from Sun Minimio in particular around customers and and the buy and burns. So that could be pretty huge too. And of course, HEX got out there doing a lot of support for that. And then we get Bankser and then the other two on ramps. And we got a lot of other teams, SolidX coming, Rack and Michelle bringing in new investors. Things really start to snowball there. And then, of course, sitting in the background is the rest of the community. And, of course, Richard Hart. I mean, it all starts to build on each other. And then we get new people coming, right? New people bringing new capital, new ideas, new people. And so the snowball goes. And it could all happen pretty fast within, what are we at now? June? Within the next 6 to 9 months. We could be in a very different place by September, by December, by March. It could all be very different indeed. So, at some stage, the train will be leaving. We've had a few little moves of the train, but let's see how we go. It's looking a lot more bullish now than it was 2 months ago. So game on. That's all I can say. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the follow button. If you haven't joined Strategy Club, links in the video description. And look forward. We've got the Monster Thread coming out tomorrow. The Monster week number 6. Yeah, boy. MBS, our promotional lead, is working hard on that. So big shout out there, MBS. The Monster week number 6. It's going to be showcasing all the big things that have happened in the last 7 days. So look forward to that. And we've got some great teams that are going to be showcased in there as well. So check out those teams, Rising Stars, the big DeFi players. We've got the mix of them all in the house on the Monster Thread. We're going to have new publications coming, so keep a lookout for that. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to enjoy the bull market with all these cool things coming. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody, and bye for now. Don't forget to smash the follow on the way out, and I'll catch you on the next show tomorrow. Bye for now.